It's not like I forget to wipe my ass and just piss all over my bed.
I don't know where that last one came from, but alright. That sounded like a man who forgets to wipe his ass and pisses the bed. And it's almost been... What happened to the lights in your room? It's a lot darker now. Bro, I'm in a log cabin. What are you talking about? Oh yeah, also, what happened to the lights? It went like completely pitch black.
The webcam did?
I don't know. Oh, it's because since the stream crashed, it reset to the default settings.
They put the gain down to 132, I believe.
Nice.
When did that become such a tech whiz, dude?
I don't know. Good work, though.
Jesus Christ.
The sheriff.
Look at that, dude.
You've been in Texas too long now. you've gone off the rails. Man puts on a cowboy hat and gets like -50 IQ. I'm excited for you guys to see the videos we filmed today out in the wild safari. Thanks to the Prime Idiot in the resub shower. Alright, which one do you think? Super Mario Sunshine or... Let's do Resident Evil because it's a little shorter first. Had any good food yet? Yeah, we went to a local spot here in Texas. It was pretty good. It's called like Cracker Barrel.
Sony take the stage at E3.
Kinda slap.
The crowd silences for the games being previewed, to then boom with excitement as Kratos shows his face.
Then show me what you know. I am hungry.
Days Gone's preview was up next,
Days
followed
Gone
by
is
the long-awaited
trash.
showcase and release date, The Last Guardian.
Thanks, Resub Zillacummies.
The beautiful Horizon Zero Dawn followed that, which was then followed up by Detroit Become Human. Everything was getting such amazing reception. But then a screen shows up. Full PlayStation virtual reality experience.
PSVR, baby, let's go! Oh wait, I forgot the closed captions for you,
the
my bad,
atmosphere
man.
is dark, ominous, creepy,
Oh,
almost
no,
unsettling.
Yeah, that was my bad, forgot. Did you play Resident Evil 7?
No, I did not.
You should.
The
You'd
VHS
like it.
tape plays,
Didn't
showing
he, like,
a
get his
questionable
hand cut
series
off
of
and just,
events.
Like, manages to do well anyways.
Yeah. You'll see, it's really interesting.
What the fuck am I supposed to do? God damn it. I'm probably gonna end up in
Thanks, you sub
The
Dan.
rendition of Go Tell Aunt plays.
God, this game was good. Replayed it,
There
what, a
it
year
is.
ago? Still slaps.
Resident Evil 7 appears on the screen, followed by a message that the demo will be playable that very night.
Yeah! Gamers win
This
again.
is the beginning of our dive into how Resident Evil 7 became the game responsible for popularizing Resident Evil speedrunning.
Distortion used to have the world record in this game, right?
The
Pretty much
entire
every game that
Resident
came out in the
Evil
last
community
10
boomed
years, he
with
has the record in for a
excitement
while,
upon
I
the game's
think.
trailer. Everyone could not stop talking about every possible thing we may witness in the upcoming continuation of the series. Extensive research of the demo began, and many veterans uncovered truly wild things. A part of this gigantic community is a very niche group of individuals, people who put themselves to the test of time. Speedrunners. For
Heroes.
years, Resident Evil speedrunning was known to have a large
You
amount
really
of
need to
runners
speedrun something,
spanning
Caleb.
many
I
games,
feel like I'm missing out.
but maintained a smaller, tight-knit community. In fact, the horror speedrunning community was quite small for many, many years. Communities for lesser-known
watched
horror
some
titles were
speedrunning
a
of this game
handful
on
of
Twitch,
people,
believe it or
and
not, like
activity was
ducking and getting around
completely
this guy.
dead for long periods of time.
Yeah.
Resident
Pretty
Evil was
important.
always
It's
the
like a car
series
you get
that
into.
stood out in the genre. Despite so many runners, the Resident Evil community never really got a lot of attention from the larger speedrunning scene, nor was it ever
the
close
roots
to
were
being as
boring, that's why.
popular to watch as dozens of other games and series. It was a robust community, but pretty
What if I
low-key.
speedran Sonic Adventure 2?
That'd be huge.
All right, 3, 2, 1, go.
You played 8 at all, Charlie? Yeah, I played
The
pretty much
most
every Resident
attention
Evil.
it ever got
except for,
was
like,
from
half
games
of
done
them.
quick, or tricks in most of the games.
Exactly. It's just a boring
Without some
route.
experience of the series, it's hard to understand how these simplistic mechanics become so difficult to execute perfectly. And I mean perfectly.
I like Resident Evil 5. I like Resident Evil 5 too. Leon's
Perfect
4,
menuing,
but he's
perfect
also
boss
in
fights.
2.
Along with that,
right.
some
Raccoon City,
games in
right?
this
Yep.
series involve a heavy amount of luck. It may not be flashy most of the time, but it
No,
is very
Leon's not.
impressive
Is
to see
Leon in
Resident
5?
Evil
Leon's
being played
5
at
is
such a
Chris
high level.
Redfield, right? It's all Chris Redfield.
Years before the announcement of Resident Evil 7, it was pretty common to see Resident Evil 1, 2,
Isn't Resident Evil 4 like on every
3,
platform ever? Like
or
you can literally
4
play it on
amongst
mobile?
the top 100 active games
your
on
Nokia?
Speedrun.com.
No, that's Doom.
A lot
but
of these
yeah,
runners
Resident
stream
Evil
their
4
runs
has a lot
on
of
Twitch
ports.
and also upload them to YouTube or other alternative sites. January 23rd comes, and many content creators were given permission to stream the game early, as well as release videos from what they had played a week or so beforehand.
God, the game is
Release
good.
date viewership on Twitch and YouTube was at an all-time high for the series,
Woo-wee!
and it wasn't even out yet. Within the first 24 hours, videos from so many people were uploaded and covered practically everything you could think of. Tips and tricks to beating Madhouse difficulty, guides for finding every collectible.
I think Resident Evil 7 might be the best
achievement
Resident
hunting,
Evil.
and even story explanations.
For me, it's
Amongst
either
the many
Resident Evil 7 or
streams and
Resident Evil
videos
2
you would
Remake.
expect from a big new release were the handful of runners who had already attempted to speedrun the game without any routing or preparation.
Oh shit! Fuck! I forgot about that one. God damn it!
These streams gained traction very quickly. Most of these people took part in the New Game Plus run. Now, get this. In order to run New Game Plus,
Thanks to resub bin.
runners would already have needed to beat the game once to acquire the Madhouse difficulty and the Albert handgun. That's simple enough. But then, they would also have to beat it again on Madhouse to acquire unlimited ammo. And then, they would have to beat the game again
Or you just use Cheat
in
Engine.
under 4 hours to acquire the circular saw, while also destroying all of the Mr. Everywhere bobbleheads to acquire the walking shoes. This meant that there were already dozens of people who had practically played the game non-stop since release, and they were also already attempting speedruns. And the game has been out for 1 day. I mean, things were
That is pretty
escalating so
crazy,
quickly
actually.
that the runs went from a little over 2 hours to 1 hour and 40 minutes within a 12-hour time span. This dramatic drop in time was primarily done by an already known RE4 runner named Sterling. His stream was getting so much attention, and his time was already
Let's
getting
go,
so much
Sterling.
lower that even Destructoid speedran an article on the 26th about his 151.02, claiming that the game was already being beaten in under 2 hours. This was massive. Funny enough, by the time that article was already out, Sterling had achieved the 142.
142.43. We subbed 143, baby.
After that, many runners started achieving similar times.
Then they
Rock
eventually
Suit,
find a cool
Trance,
glitch.
Zarian,
Spoiler
Sorcerer
alert.
2, Punchy, Nemi, and many more
Glitches make the
were
world
all
go
bringing their
round.
times down
Mm-hmm.
significantly. The forums on Speedrun.com were filled with questions, tricks, category discussions, in-game time scripts, and differences between versions. The main house out-of-bounds trick, a way of manipulating Jack to grab you from behind, turn you around,
probably
and
cuts
clip
so
you
much
through the
cinematic
wall
time,
at the end
too.
of the main hallway staircases. Potential skips were brewing for days after this.
Oh my God.
This skip allows you to pick up the red key card before fighting Jack in the basement, but a certain flag in the game's coding prevented runners from using it until over a year later. But we'll get more into that later. 50 may not seem like a lot,
It definitely
but
seems like a
let
lot
me
if you
give
ask
you
me.
some perspective with examples of 2 other games that released in 2017 that you would expect to have a ton of activity. The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild had about 20-ish fully completed
Forgot that
runs
came out in
in the first
2017.
month.
I was gonna say, 'cause this
Resident
kinda
Evil
reminded me
7
of Breath
had
of the Wild,
100
like,
plus
speedrun
runners in
population.
less than a week.
Has to.
Yeah.
For more perspective,
100
later
plus
that
in a
year,
day.
Super Mario
In a month.
Odyssey, one of the biggest speed games ever, had 100 plus runners in the first week as well. Resident Evil 7 speedrunning was almost on the same level of activity and popularity as the most popular series for speedrunning of all time. New Game Easy and Madhouse were both being routed and ran quite a bit.
Man, what is up with the quality
Exterminator
here?
and Plaku were
It
showing
actually looks
pretty
like
good
PlayStation
potential
1.
in their runs of New Game Easy.
You see that? It's like all blurry and
while
shit.
Carcinogen
It's fucking
SDA
crazy.
and Jigsaw Killer opted for the Madhouse difficulty.
That's creepy.
People were even beating the game with only the knife, which wasn't even thought to be possible until runners discovered that the first Marguerite fight is
Sounds
in fact
awful.
beatable without damaging her. Remember how I said Sterling achieved a 142 after the first 2 days? Well, by the end of the week, New Game Plus was at a 132. New boss strats, tiny movement tricks, optimal menus, they were all being hammered out and changed every day. It's exciting for sure, but definitely a bit draining. I was a part of this content creation gold, streaming the game daily for long hours, doing multiple playthroughs with various setups, and testing stuff for other runners, and even doing runs myself.
Please get out of the elevator, dude. Oh my god, what are you doing?
I was even the first person to discover multiple
Is
out-of-bounds.
that Charlie, the dude that made the text in the "This man will never get a date" is trying to sue you. Search "I'm suing Ping." Oh, I know what that is. That's not a real thing. Are you the guy that made that video and you're trying to get me to watch it with a fake story? Because that's genius. Good job. I've never seen that tactic before. Yeah, I know what video you're talking about. Smart. That was an interesting way of selling it.
Oh, a red-handed nerd.
Yep.
Routes that could have potentially cut the game by an entire 20 to 30 minutes, but alas, the game is made so well that sequence breaking it is seemingly impossible outside of the red keycard strat. But wow, did this make for some exciting content and some really fun streams. This also brought about a lot of positivity amongst runners and streamers who were simply enjoying the game and seeing growth and gains from a series that wasn't necessarily that popular on Twitch beforehand. People who had never seen Resident Evil speedruns were suddenly intrigued by Resident
So when
Evil
did they
7's
find like the
huge
big glitches?
boom
Because
in
I know they
activity,
eventually got
and
it pretty
led them
far
down a
down.
path that a lot of us have been down. The rabbit hole
Exit
of
Prime, him.
YouTube. Typing Resident Evil, insert number or name here, speedrun in the search bar, and finding so many results they never thought existed. Thanks to Resident Evil 7, the Resident Evil speedrunning community finally had their first time in the
Haven't watched it
spotlight
yet, Potato,
outside
but
of
I
the
will.
hour or two that it had on Games Done Quick, maybe twice a year. Speaking of Games Done Quick, a lot of dedicated viewers of GDQ were more likely to pick up Resident Evil 7 now, knowing that it's the newest game in the series,
Silent Hill.
and it was one of the most accessible and simple runs to learn. Resident
Thanks to
Evil
the 10 gifts of space.
1996,
Fuck
the OG, by Raw Dirt,
Appreciate it, man. Thank
and
you.
Resident Evil Code Veronica
What a
by
technical
Pessimism were the
limitation
two
on the
Resident
train
Evil runs
versus
performed
fucking
at
right
SGDQ 2017. Despite being great runs, the activity for those games did not spike. It was still Resident Evil 7 spiking in activity. Over to
There's
SGDQ,
distortion.
competition between
Oh,
top
he's
runners
falling.
grew fierce, and
Oh,
saving
God.
time started to become difficult without forming some new strategies, and new runners were making their way into the scene and climbing the boards. One of which was Sarthex, who would keep the New Game Plus world record at 129.31 for 13 months.
Damn, not a
Despite
bad
this,
run.
there was still a ton of activity for the category. Runners were making their way into the top 10, and some of them were even snagging the legendary sub 130.
Ja! Die ersten Erfolge von 1,29,54. Hi, hi, hi.
Wow, the captions aren't even trying.
Viewerships, but there was a pretty large increase
Thanks
in
for
a
sub
certain
Emperor.
month as well.
And it does look like we're ready to throw it over to Carcinogen for Resident
GDQ!
Evil 7 Biohazard New Game Madhouse.
January 9th,
Sconzer and the bitch.
2018. Games Done Quick was already a few days in, and Resident Evil 7 would have its first showcase at the event. Carcinogen
I've seen that one
SDA
already.
took the
I love
stage with
Oki.
New Game Madhouse, and one of the most popular GDQ runs of all time began. And what a treat it was. This run was highly anticipated, and for the time, it was a very solid showcase that didn't disappoint.
Where's she gonna pop out? Where is she?
Behind you. Yeah, there she is.
Oh god.
What do I find
Whether
interesting
you were
about speedrunning?
experienced with the game or not,
The
it
glitches
was an
and
enjoyable
mastering
run to
them
watch.
and pushing the game to its limits.
Oh man.
I'm not even biased because I was on commentary. Yeah, you see that guy? Yeah, that guy, right there. Yeah, that's me. Yeah. The run was the second most
That's so
popular run
sweet.
of the entire event, and it's still in the top 10 most viewed runs on the GDQ YouTube channel, with 2.2 million views. The Not a Hero and End of Zoe DLCs had just released a few weeks before this as
DLC
well,
speedruns
so
aren't
runs
nearly
for
as
those
cool.
were pretty fresh. Those DLCs
Main
were
gamer
actually
bust,
a
baby.
really good start for
Agreed.
some people who were interested in running, as they were much shorter and a bit less intimidating. This gave runners something new to optimize their times in, while not having to spend as many hours doing attempts. Although,
I
the
thought I
main
remembered
game
Resident
runs
Evil
were
7
still the
having a
ones with
really,
most
like,
activity.
big
Thanks to that
glitch,
GDQ run,
like, out
a
of
lot of
bounds.
people were introduced to Resident
Besides
Evil
just
7
that Jack
speedrunning,
clip.
and it wasn't the only big boost the game got in 2018 either. 29th, 2018. A skip called Lantern Skip was found. To do this, you would have to line yourself up in a very specific spot, and then drop down into the hole where you fought Marge for the first time. When done correctly, the game will progress as normal, without the need to interact with the lantern door
Yeah,
for the
game's
phone call.
good.
Therefore, Marge will take the lantern and retreat to the greenhouse without having to spend the
What game?
time running to the lantern door and back.
What is Myth Force?
And this didn't save a ton of time,
That's pretty
but
good.
it was still very important, as the competition grew fierce in the months after this one.
Alright, here we go. Finally,
1
some
month
good
later,
glitches.
on June 28th, Ross Rossi found a way to finally execute the out of bounds in a useful way by picking up the red keycard early without soft locking. Now, this was done by making Jack follow you through the hallway after dropping down from the bathroom, and then shooting him to stun him. This would
I
give you the
guess I've
time
never
to get
speedrun
far
this
away
one.
enough from Jack to have the game let you solve the Eagle puzzle, but still have Jack close by to perform the out of bounds afterwards. The Eagle puzzle is what allows you to progress the game
There's
after
the prime
obtaining the red keycard
deny.
early, and the skip itself allowed you to pick up some enhanced handgun ammo early as well. This was a big discovery and made it much more feasible to acquire new
There's a
records
bliss.
in almost every category.
It's
Upon
so
these new
interesting to me
discoveries,
that we want a
plenty of
game
runners
so
implemented
well
them
made
into
that
their
we have to
runs,
struggle
and
to find
former
the
runners
glitches
returned
just
to
so
the
we
game
can
as well.
complete the game
This
quicker.
caused a big
That's what
spike in
gamers
activity
want
and
out of
provided a
games.
ton of new
Yeah, that's
content
what
for
I
everyone
fucking
to
want.
enjoy yet again. After runners started
As you
working on
said,
getting
Pluto.
new personal best times with the out of bounds and lantern skip, Sarthex's PC New Game Plus record was practically obsolete. The first runner to achieve a new record with the out of bounds was none other than the person who found out how to implement it in the first place. Ross Rossi achieved a 129.33
Nice, Ross.
on his
Let's go,
PlayStation
Ross.
4,
Whee!
and everyone knew this would really shake things up. Just a week after the discovery, Ticknaldo achieved a 129.13, successfully beating the 13-month-old PC New Game Plus record.
Let's go!
That's nuts.
And a week after that, M. Dust achieved a 128.25, which was a whopping 48 seconds faster.
128.25.
I'd be so mad.
Let's go.
And a
What
week
if your
after
record got beat like that?
Distortion
Bro,
2
I think
returns to
that's
the
the
game
problem with
to
speedrunning
achieve
for
a
me. I'd get mad if I got
128.09.
knocked off.
Even
knocked off,
Horror
like,
Does
top 100 or
Speedruns, a
whatever.
new game
No,
category
that's the
runner
fun
who's
of it.
fairly new
No,
at the time,
no.
entered the New Game Plus mix and achieved a
I get it.
128 fairly quickly.
I really
Sandy
thought it got
runs
faster.
between
I
each
thought this one
letter.
was a
I
crazy
don't know how
one.
to say this guy's name.
It's pretty standard.
Anyways, Sandy, Catlink, and Horror Does Speedruns were also all other notable runners of New Game, and they were all working hard to improve the category. The new Out of Bounds only boosted activity in this as well, and a couple weeks after its discovery, Horror Does Speedruns was the first runner to get a new record with the Out of Bounds, beating Celerion by a whopping 38 seconds. A similar tale to how New Game Plus started to look after the discovery. This is the time when Resident Evil 7 would see a lot of optimization and new tiny strats to save as much time as possible.
Oh, just baby
it was truly
strats.
a great showcase of community-driven work
Lame.
and dedication to the game. The Resident Evil speedrunning community grew so much just from this one game, and over the course of 2017 and 2018, there were almost 1,000 new Resident Evil speedrunners. Around 700
Is Super
of
Mario
them
64 the
were
most speedrun
purely
game
from
ever?
Resident Evil
I
7.
imagine it has to
This
be.
game is truly
Yeah.
what made Resident
It'd
Evil
either be that or
speedrunning
Ocarina of
popular,
Time.
and it resulted
Or the
in its
OG
community getting some
Mario
serious recognition.
Just
more
Super Mario
amazing
Bros.
Oh, Super
marathon
Mario Bros, maybe,
showcases, more viewership for various content
was
creators,
the first
and way more
speedrun game
praise
ever?
from the speedrunning community for the dedication
first
of runners from
speedrun
various
game.
games in the
Or
series.
speedrun game. Like what was?
And
what was
it
the
never
first thing that
truly
would be speedrun
stopped.
consistently?
Resident Evil 2 Remake
That goes
came
all the way
out,
back to like high
and,
scores,
well,
so it'd
that
be like
game has
something on the
over
Atari.
6,000 runs,
Pong.
with about
No,
1,250
no,
players
I don't think
total.
it'd be Pong.
Speedrun-wise, Resident Evil 3 Remake is also pretty active,
Pac-Man,
but
maybe?
not as
Donkey
much
Kong?
as
Oh,
RE2 Remake.
Donkey Kong.
I'd say this is most likely because of
Definitely
negative
Donkey Kong.
reception it received
Joe
from a
Rogan,
lot of
don't you
fans.
say that to me.
Can't really run a game a whole lot if you don't like it, right?
He's good, right?
My
Game's
final
scared me
point
now.
for this video.
Oh, you need to play that one too.
Ethan Winters. Welcome.
Hey, the game was pretty good. I'm
Another
from the
game with
future.
quadruple-digit runners within a year, like Resident Evil 2 Remake, a slow burner like Resident Evil 3 Remake, or somewhere in between like Resident Evil 7. Whichever one it may be, it's safe to say that Resident Evil 7 gave the Resident Evil speedrun community and the horror speedrunning community in
I
general
have seen that
the
before.
time and the spotlight that it needed to become what it is today.
Man, I don't remember.
Thank you so much for watching.
That was good.
And I hope you enjoyed my little shout-out video to a pretty cool community. If you haven't already done so, please take a
was
moment to
3 and 5.
subscribe to the channel, and give the video a like, and comment something you love about
Player's
Resident Evil
Leon's
7
sidekick.
or any of the runners from the Resident Evil speedrunning community. I also stream on Twitch full-time, so feel free to follow me on there,
Is there some
and
Geo?
tune in when I'm live. I speedrun quite a bit
Remember how
myself,
fun it
and
was
have a
to
bunch of world
escort Ashley,
records.
am I right?
Quite a few of them are here on this channel if you want to take a gander.
Oh, you're such
I
a
also want to
gamer.
give a huge
know,
thank
dude.
you to
What a
Hamilton
good
for
time.
editing this video, and I also want to thank all of the runners and Games Done Quick for allowing me to use their footage and give them some love in this video. Much love to you, and thanks again for watching, and I'll see you next time.
Bye-bye. I don't think I'll speedrun Resident Evil 7 though. There's not enough like crazy glitches or tech for me. But I always love a good story. No, the speedruns fucking suck. I mean, they're hard as shit, but there's not like a ton of crazy glitches. This is what puts speedrunning on the map, honestly. Here, I'll actually let you listen to it. Otherwise, you're not gonna get the full effect. This is why you should speedrun, Caleb. You can be among brothers here.
Alright, I'm listening.
Oh my god, Jesus fucking Christ. What a stupid joke. GDQ's not the same anymore. I know, they banned cringe.
Welcome back, guys. We're just getting ready for the next game.
This looks.
I still watch this like once
it
a year.
is. 3, 2, 1, go. Hello, everyone. I am Caveman DCJ, and this is Tomba 2. Oh, that's a good start.
Well, I mean, it's
You
more
ever played
fun than
Tomba 2?
Bubsy has.
Nah, no one has. And no one ever
It's
will
weird.
now.
I always usually wear pajama pants, but I would say I wear jeans today.
Yeah, you're not dressed for the occasion.
I'm not.
Yeah, me neither.
Neither.
I recommend all viewers to go get a nice cup of joe, perhaps a bagel.
Dude, I love bagels.
Just sit back and enjoy some breakfast Tomba.
This game definitely has an interesting play style to it.
How do you mean?
Well, like most games in this kind of style are like sort of 2D scroll or 3D scrollers, whereas this one is kind of have a lot has another dimension to it.
Yeah, it's like 2.5D.
2.5Ds, yeah.
Were these two ever friends?
If anyone's listening.
No, not a
Yeah, I don't think so.
This is for people who don't know each other.
Please don't make us watch this again. It's
Boomerang
just,
height?
I don't know. I think this is iconic.
What is with the jitter hand?
He's
So
skipping
this is the case where
dialogue.
getting crabs is a good thing?
Yeah.
Yeah. Honestly, you kind of text
Never
like
seen
this, though. I'm not
crabs
gonna lie.
I don't text. Don't put that evil in here.
And you won't ever again. That is the end of the crab section of the run.
Ripped crabs. Yes! Fast pants.
They make you go fast.
I want one now.
Fast pants.
Equipment that you pick up.
Oh yeah, I would hate to actually like have to.
This is
put
like one of those pieces of art where you always come back and see something different.
I mean,
all right, rip safety.
The
out.
cringiest
I
thing
got
I've
it.
ever heard. He
I
just
mean,
doesn't
I
even
could
want
always
to be
wear
there
the pants.
talking to this man.
I know.
I prefer Tomba. It makes him sound more masculine.
Does.
I mean, he has pink hair, so he is a true man.
My name is
Can you do me a favor and just look up JP from Grandma?
He doesn't actually talk.
You need to see the
so he
comparison.
would never say that.
Like in appearance?
Yeah, just in appearance too.
Okay.
Uh,
I guess a little bit.
If he had like a mustache, it's literally the same guy.
I don't even remember.
And maybe
this
a
guy.
leather jacket.
I have fast pants.
You get turbo pants later.
Now you're just making me excited.
Yeah, I don't think you're ready for that.
I don't think I am. I think I need some time to prepare my body.
He felt like he's so muscular. He just felt no change in his weight.
This is what stand-up should be. Imagine Netflix gives him the
Yeah.
300 mil for some specials.
This is what happens when you like
Never
have two
doubt the powers
homeschool
of
kids trying to hang out.
weapons.
Yeah, usually it's supposed to be friends on the couch.
Oh, someone else has a birthday today.
What are the odds?
Right? It's kind of coincidental how, like, in most games, pigs are evil.
Such as?
Well, Diddy Kong Racing, Zelda.
It's not real, bro.
Mother.
I know, it's like an actual NPC conversation.
You're welcome. Dude, how come I never saw this Christmas special as a kid?
It's a rare game, I guess, really. 300, that's... That was like
Honestly,
60. Well,
to
like
be fair, I kind of felt bad for Jacket Kid to talk to the speedrunning guy, but like Jacket Kid says some pretty awful
When
lines.
did Super Mario?
Yeah, this whole situation's rough.
Good joke.
He probably gets fed up with the voice lines and basically cuts off dialogue.
Santa's number one helper is a
right?
squirrel.
I would really prefer if you...
I actually don't...
But yes, you are correct.
I told you, this is an iconic speedrunning video.
My favorite childhood game, so I just had to get it for the first time.
This was responsible for so many people getting interested in speedrunning, Caleb. You're looking at a piece of history.
I was just saying, like, I think Jacket Kid's kind of annoying, but I don't know if I'd go that ham on him, dude.
Yeah, he's just trying to make the situation better. He did everything he could. It's like sad cringe. That's definitely an R sad cringe moment.
They're not. Are they actually friends? IRL?
I don't know.
$5
I
from
really don't know.
Diazoide.
There has to be a
Enjoying
deep
this run,
dive on, like,
but I'll
this
donate another
history behind
$10 if Green Guy does 10
That's a
jumping
good question.
jacks.
I bet there is.
Green guy has to do 10 jumping jacks?
Alright, so this is like the coolest part of the game in my opinion. Like, time is frozen, so this is just pretty much the point of no return. Like, the first thing you see... Alright, well, we got this going on.
What kind of ragdoll movement is this?
It's called exercise, Caleb. It's aerobics. You wouldn't get it.
Great job, guy I don't know.
Oh, they don't know each other.
Oh, I forgot about that part.
Thanks, guys. You just gave me my exercise for the week.
Ah. God, I wish GDQ was like this.
That's
it's not the same.
Nuts.
I know, isn't that wild? I told you, man, that's iconic. That is actually just an iconic moment.
If anything, maybe you should do it.
Oh, here we go. Oh, this is 8 months ago.
Look at us.
Did I get mad pussy after my Tomba 2 run?
Captions.
The short answer is no. The long answer is thank God no. From what I understand, his name was Chibi.
Man, he's still
which is an
talking
excellent
shit.
name for a man. I told him to be quiet because he was a... And I didn't ask for him to be on the couch. And he just invited himself on. And sat shoulder length to me so I couldn't move my elbows. And just would not shut the up. Did anyone see him actually doing those jumping jacks? Like, Jesus Christ.
God
at least,
damn,
like,
he just won't
at
stop.
least do good, proper jumping jacks. Chibi wants to fight me IRL? I don't think he wants to do that. He was on the couch from Bubsy till Spyro 2. Like, that was just his time. Nope, I didn't flip him off, I didn't suplex him, I didn't do anything. I just wanted him to leave me alone after the stream. He didn't get it, like, he tried to approach me like 3 more times. Like, get out of here, guy, what are you doing? They called Chibi that guy. Chibi was that guy. Am I really a meme? Have I attained meme status? Stash bro. Way back in the day, I was thinking about Stash Cam, just like exclusive mustache cam, but I couldn't get it to set up right.
Chibi also made a response video after
streaming
the
that there was
event.
going to be like a lot of Chibi shit
I think he
talk,
privated it recently,
I don't
but feels
want that
super
to
bad
be
about
like,
how he acted that day.
Yo, that caveman guy.
I'd say he needs to embrace it.
Fucking talking smack. I will talk smack, though. It's not like I forget to wipe my ass and just piss all over my bed.
I don't know where that last one came from, but alright. That sounded like a man who forgets to wipe his ass and pisses the bed. And it's almost been 10 years. It was 2014, Caleb.
That's nuts.
Speedrunning was still in its infancy. Damn, man, that's crazy. I really think Chibi needs to embrace this moment. This could have turned into a very prosperous career. He could have been the next Danielle Brigoli.
Jesus Christ.
Hope you're having a wonderful evening. Let's see how the Trevor Jacobs story is progressing.
I don't know, man. I mean, the aviation community's been pretty tough on me, so I'm thinking about just quitting altogether and giving up, just because I'm hated.
Yeah, it sounds about right,
hey,
Trevor.
Man, I still love you.
Right now. But then, as soon as one person posts it, you know, everyone else is going to jump on it. So I've been reached out to by like ABC, NBC, CNN, Fox News, like all these different people. They're calling my family members. They're calling my friends. They're like, it's just interesting to see like when the news
this is the guy that crashed this
wants
plane
to jump on something, like they all just attack it like flies. I'm on an FBI terrorist watch list now. That's kind of an interesting thing. To all you haters out there or lovers, I made some merch to pay for some attorney fees, and I got like this one that's Feeling Adventurous Always. If you get that one, I got
so much, man.
Some other ones that I made at adventure.com. Click on the products tab, and we'll take care of you. Someone from ABC was like,
"How sweet!
This is so and so from ABC News, coming from Washington D.C." Like, I don't care.
So he's making more money off it? No, it doesn't sound like it. So it sounds like he lost his pilot's license. And it sounds like he is now going to have to fight a case because he's talking about legal fees and just general fees. So much so that he's just pumping out some merch real quick to hopefully cover it. So it doesn't seem like he's benefiting from it at all.
In his viral video, Will Reeve has more.
It was
everyone with eyes knows that.
A man leaping from a plane's cockpit.
Holy shit, thank you again, Valentine. Jesus, Valentine and Crispy going wild tonight. Thank you so much.
YouTuber Trevor
Thanks for some
Jacobs
Jordan.
was intentional.
That's why I always fly with a parachute.
The incident has been under investigation by federal authorities since January. And now, in a letter to Jacob obtained by ABC News, FAA officials say they're revoking the YouTube star's pilot license, saying you operated this flight to purposely crash.
The FAA did not only the right thing. If I have any criticism, it's that they should have done it a little bit sooner. There is no way that somebody with this level of brazen disrespect for aviation and for the flying public in general, and anybody who might be below, could pull a stunt like this and intentionally crash an airplane. This person does not ever belong in the skies.
True.
The letter says that he attached multiple cameras strapped on a parachute and opened the door before saying the engine had failed. Authorities say Jacob made no attempt to contact air traffic.
Is he going to talk about this, or is he playing the whole news clip?
Certificates. Now,
at least he got out of the air safely.
News, Trevor Jacob responded. The FAA brought up some astonishing observations, guys.
Wow. I can't believe that they actually used that. I didn't think that just posting a video of an adventure gone south would ruffle so many feathers, but just know I got nothing but love for you.
What does that mean? What do you mean? The adventure went south, but I still love you guys for hating. He is not even saying that it wasn't fake. He has no defense.
The FAA says Jacob made no attempt to contact air traffic
So is he gonna like
control
disprove or
prior to
debunk any of this, or
jumping,
just
no attempt
playing
to
the whole news
restart the
clip and
engine
saying
by
love you guys?
increasing airflow? We reached out to Jacob
Just
for
a
comment
year?
and did not hear back.
I'm sorry if I offended you, but at the end of the day, you're the one that chose to be offended.
What does that mean? What does that mean? I'm sorry, no one's offended. You just crashed the plane for views. You're a clown. What is he talking about? This has to be one of the most delusional dudes on the planet. It's like actual, like, low-grade terrorism. He had no control over where that plane was going to land, and there is a town nearby. That could have very easily just been like an actual terrorist attack. He got lucky that it just happened to crash into that mountain. All for YouTube views. And it's a shitty video too, by the way. It's not like an entertaining video. Like, it makes no sense.
You have the freedom to not watch me, but you're watching me. So, like, I'm sorry.
We're here at the post office. Gonna mail
He doesn't even bother trying to claim that it's real.
I send it back to them.
Nice.
So.
All right, you guys. So we're just flying back to the farm here. I just want to thank you for being
That was baffling. That was actually baffling.
Support, especially from
Holy shit. Oh my god. I expected to at least hear him say, like, it was actually, it was authentic, it was real, and all he said was, I released merch to pay for legal fees, and I'm sorry you're offended. That's nutty. I wonder if this would be used in court. Shows a lack of remorse, laughing about it, right? Isn't that like something they'd bring up? And he's not even wearing a he's not even wearing a parachute in this one, despite his claim that he always wears a parachute when flying. Even though that was immediately disproven if you watched any other videos. Like, this is rough. Is it certain there's a legal case? I don't know. There should be. I don't know how he got off with just a revoked pilot's license. That punishment did not fit the crime. It should have been much more severe.